All right, great. So, finally here we are. We're going to run you through the CNS2, central nervous system shock. Okay. The repetition count is going to be 1 repetition per movement. So it's every minute on the minute for 10 minutes. So first move is going to be the strict snatch. Okay, strict snatch from there to push press, from push press to front squat. So here's your strict snatch. Strict snatch, okay. Collapse it down. We're going to go from there to a push press. From a push press to a front squat. Okay. You collapse it, do the exact 17 on the other side. Strict snatch. Collapse it. Push press. Front squat. So that took me maybe 30 seconds, so you'll use the remaining time to rest. And every minute on the minute, you'll go through that exact same sequence. Okay, so that's the central nervous system shock, the very first one, okay? So the body pull matrix, a little bit different. What we're going to do first is just the body pull up, okay? So you'll do your first pull up here. 1 repetition, okay? You go here, underhand grip. 1 repetition. I like to use this device to give me more of a close grip down the center. 1 repetition. And then you can either go side to side for 1 repetition, or you can do a staggered pull-up, okay? Which means you're going to hang and you're going to pull into one direction. Right, left. That's your pull-up matrix. Now for your push-up matrix, really simple. You're going to do a push-up, hands shoulder width apart. Okay? You're going to do a push-up on the knuckles. We're going to push up wide. We're going to push up close. Then we're going to do a plyometric push up. Okay? That's your push up matrix. Okay, so you also had a lunge and a squat. So, again, on the lunge, you want to use a barbell, like so. Okay, so we'll use our barbell. You'll do a lunge. So the repetition is counted on your paper. You go from there into a squat. Just like so. As for your straight leg sit-up is nothing more than a sit-up with your legs straight instead of bent. It will look like this. Legs straight. Right into your sit-up. That is a straight leg sit-up. All right, so next what we have is the hanging hollow. One of my favorites. Bear with me, I'm my own cameraman. Let's back this thing up. There we go. All right, hanging hollows. Here we go. First thing you want to do, grab your pull-up bar. You want to grab your pull-up bar, okay? You're going to completely hollow your stomach out. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a deep breath in. You want to let it out, but when you let it out, you want to make sure you completely hollow your stomach out. So almost as if you're pulling your navel into the back of your spine. Okay. Two ways you can hold this bar. We can go narrow, okay, and we can hollow out on the narrow stance, which will look like this. And again, we're just hanging, keeping our stomach hollow, letting it rock back and forth. Or we can go a little wider on our stance, or the arms, and hang and hollow from a wider position. And it looks like this. And again, you want to hold your stomach completely hollowed out and allow your core to keep you stable as you swing back and forth. So next I'm going to show you the kettlebell push press versus the kettlebell military press. Fairly simple movement. Okay, push press. Again, we're taking momentum from the hips and we're redirecting traffic from the hips and transferring that energy back to our shoulders. Okay, so here we go. The push press versus the military press. Okay. So here we are. Here's our push press. Okay? Our military press will start out here, and it'll be a press to the outside. Push press versus military press. All right, the next sequence we're going to run you through is the Central Nervous System Shock CNS2 Kettlebell Matrix, Kettlebell Swing Matrix. Okay, we're going to work on the American swing, the Russian, the pivot swing left and right, and a lateral swing. Okay, so I love swinging the kettlebell, one of my favorites, which is why you're taking the class. Very effective movement, very effective piece of equipment. So first things first is your Russian swing is more your hip thrust. We're bringing it more to like shoulder length. So it looks a little something like this. Okay? Your American swing is going to be more overhead, almost as if you were snatching it. Okay? It looks a little something like this. So you're coming up high. Envision the kettlebell, I'm pretty sure they're teaching you this in class, as if it was a pitcher of water. And so every time you swing it, you want to make sure that you don't tip the water upside down. The only time you'll do that is if you're doing maybe like a swing, snatch, into a full, complete press where your kettlebell's bottom up. And then you can add a pressing movement to it. So that would be the only time. So again, that was the Russian versus the American. Now your pivot swings is more like a golf swing. So when you pivot swing, we're not going to do one-handed, we're going to do two-handed swing. However, I will show you the one-handed. So a one-handed pivot swing would be more here. That would be a one-handed. Now our pivot is going to incorporate both hands, pivoting both feet. So it's more like this. Now with this, you got to be extremely careful that you're pivoting your feet and you're allowing the transfer of energy to go from one direction to the other. What you don't want to do is leave your feet planted and end up twisting into your entire lower back. So it'd be here. Your feet wouldn't pivot, you'd stay more in a stiff motion. Very dangerous for the lower lumbar. So at all costs, you want to make sure that you're pivoting, okay? Pivoting is critical. Now, our lateral swings is exactly what it says it is, a lateral swing. So we're going to move laterally. So here we go. Swing, 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 okay? So it's generally 2 steps in between each swing. Now the high box pistol squat, okay? Funny because my knees feel like crap right now, but nevertheless I'm going to attempt this movement for you. So, we can either use a bench, like so, or we can use an actual box. Okay, so pistol squat is nothing more than a single leg squat. It's hard to do. And what I want you to do is I want you to tour around with it. Don't try to go 100% into this thing, bottom always to the ground, or glutes to the ground. You want to kind of progress into it. So here we go. We'll start with our right leg first. We're here, and then we're up. Okay? Progression 1. Okay? You're not going as far down to the ground. However, you're still doing the movement. Okay? So again, 90 degrees. Here we go. All the way down, and then all the way up. Okay? That would be your high box pistol squat. And last but not least, we're going to go ahead and do the single leg bridge on a Bosu ball. So a single leg bridge on the Bosu ball, very effective movement. Good for the glutes, lower lumbar. Okay. Here's more of your double leg bridge. You're here. Okay. And our single leg bridge is nothing more than a single leg bridge. So we're here. There you put the leg up, you put the leg out, knee in. However you want to do it. You can jackknife it out. Totally up to you. Okay. But a single leg bridge is nothing more than this motion here. You want to give yourself between 1 to 3 seconds of hold time, okay? Make it effective. Squeeze your glutes. Make your hamstrings work, okay? Other than that, the last thing that we have on here is what you call your sit-out, okay? And no, we're not referring to a soccer game here in timeout. We're going to refer to it as a sit-out. In the email, I described it as a half Gracie, full Gracie. It's an MMA move, a great MMA dynamic warm-up, okay? And it's nothing more than a transfer of energy from left to right. Okay, so the first thing you'll do is you'll start out in the push-up plank position, okay? From there, you're going to kick inside to the opposite side of your body, okay? When you do that, you're going to turn your hips and the hip will bounce, okay? You'll raise the opposite hand, it looks like this. Bounce. So the entire time you're doing this, you want to make sure you keep the core tight here. Transfer the energy, hand goes down, opposite glute, opposite hand. Okay? You'll do that for 4 minutes. Okay? Doesn't seem like much until you get about 30 seconds into it, and then you realize, holy crap, this is an effective hamstring, glute, core, arm, everything type of movement. So, again, Greg, apologize for the inconvenience of getting this to you in not such a swift manner, but nevertheless, we got it taken care of. If you have any questions, let me know, email me, and I'll respond back. Hopefully we'll get this thing right the first time. We'll see you later.